50 horsepower supercar. And when I drove it around the Fiorano track at Ferrari, and I was quite scared because, let's be honest, it's £1 million. But Ferrari's test driver, just before I set off, he said, "Don't worry, he's just a Ferrari." And it is just a Ferrari. You get in it, it feels exactly like a 458 or a California, the same switches even. You simply drive it and it is an electrifying experience. And if you had one, yes, angry cyclists would snap those mirrors off. They're probably £25,000 each. You'd have to live with that. For the sheer pleasure of driving it again, even if I could only keep it for a day, I would have La Ferrari.
Right, so that's your choice, okie doke, Richard Hammond.
It is difficult. I mean, I love, La Ferrari. There's a lot of technologically advanced masterpieces in here. I mean, the BMW, the i8 over there, that's a technologically advanced car. It doesn't quite deliver, does it?
The BMW say it does 134 miles to the gallon, but actually I tested it, even driving carefully, I got 28 miles to the gallon. So
but the fact is,
some way short.
The fact is that I have to consider it just for the way it looks, which I think is magnificent.
No, it's lovely to drive. It's a great, great car. It just isn't what they say it is. It isn't the future of the planet.
No, but despite all this futuristic or otherwise stuff, I am being pulled towards something a bit more old school, and there's nothing I can do about this now. It's a sort of magnetism. I'm being dragged towards the Porsche 911, specifically GT3. For me, the latest and greatest incarnation of the 911, and I have always loved 911s. Since 1963, the first one arrived, and I can't think of another machine, let alone a car, that's gone through so many decades of evolution, development, honing, fine-tuning, and somehow still retain the essential characteristics that make it unique, that make it connect with you. The 911 has managed that. The engine is still at the back behind the rear wheels, so that means when you accelerate hard, the weight shifts over the back wheels and it goes light at the front. It still manages to feel essentially a 911. This, though, is the latest and greatest. Flat 6, 3.8 litre revs at 9,000 RPM and just makes a spine-tingling noise. Some have complained that this doesn't come with a traditional manual gearbox. It's only got the PDK flappy paddle double clutch gearbox. And they are wrong to complain because that gearbox suits this car absolutely perfectly. Dazzlingly fast changes. I love everything about it, and you could use it every day. I'm having this.
You'd have a GT3.
Yes, I'm having a GT3.
You'd have a Ferrari. Right, so it's now my turn.
Yes, it is.
Anybody got an idea for me?
Bicycle?
No, you see, this is the interesting thing. Because I would choose, because the best car here, it is the best car here, and it's also the worst car here. In fact, it's the worst car on sale in Britain today. The Alfa Romeo 4C. Oh, it's just staggering, this thing. I'll run you through all the things that are wrong with it, if I may. It's very, very small on the inside, but massively wide. Wider, in fact, than a Range Rover, so it won't fit in a standard parking bay. You can see nothing out of the back window. The petrol tank is the same size as a Zippo lighter. The steering wheel would be rejected by the makers of those little toy cars you get outside chemist shop that kids goes in for being too plasticky and cheap. There's no power steering. It has the same level of luxury equipment as an Afghan's cave. It is truly awful. It's not particularly inspiring to drive it, yet I absolutely adore it. Because all of us have friends who are not perfect. It's a human quality. They're late, they smell, they say inappropriate things from time to time. And yet you like them, because to err is human. And that's what this car is. It feels human. All the other cars here are like laptops. They're all perfect. Lamborghini Huracan, case in point. It's just like a big Golf.
I know.
Aston Martin. They're all just too perfect. That isn't. That has mistakes in it. And yet, underneath all the mistakes and the pretty styling, it has a carbon fibre top, like La Ferrari, like the McLaren 650S, like a Formula One car. So it's a serious bit of kit. That's the great thing about it. And I would definitely have one of these. In fact, I'm actually thinking of buying one. I love it so much. And it's by far the cheapest car here.
Hang on, you're actually thinking of buying one?
Yes.
But is that why you just launched the Golf GTI?
Really have.
That's because I haven't got a job.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I get a job, I'll get one of those. Anyway, we must now wave goodbye to the cars after our quite lengthy car chat, which I hope you enjoyed, just to show we can do it.
I enjoyed it.
You did? I'm not joking, Jim Philip Glenister would probably stop learning. It's off the top of their heads. But anyway, there we are. They're all going now.
Well, actually, no, they're not all going. I'd like to keep one of them behind. I'd like to keep The Nissan GT R behind, a popular car I would imagine, is it?
Why you guys?
I want to do a little demonstration.
What demonstration?
I would like to demonstrate that the Nissan GT R is the fastest accelerating car in the world.
No, it's faster than that.
No, I'm actually going to say it's the fastest accelerating thing in the world.
I would agree with you. It's unbelievably
Because
fast.
of its traction control, which forms the basis of its launch control, which is the most perfectly devised thing a car has ever had. I mean, we've both done experiments.
It hurts.
It's brilliant. It does. It hurts your head. So what I thought I'd do, rather than race it against another car, because that's obviously pointless, I thought I'd give it some proper competition, something that is
You're going to race it against a house.
It is.
Okay, James.
James. Anyway,
I'm being sick now.
now look, this is very tragic, I know, but you're a heptathlete, aren't you?
Yeah,
Which means if you cut yourself, your blood doesn't clot.
No, James, not quite. I do 7 events.
7 sporting events? What, one after the other?
No, we're not quite after the other. Over 2 days, but yeah.
Geez, that must be exhausting. I haven't done 7 sporting events in my whole life.
Okay.
Anyway, look, don't worry, because today you're only going to do 1 sporting event.
Yep, you're racing a tramp in a dance.
The tramp and a bit of gaffer tape stuck to the back of his shirt.
What a shame.
Have I?
Yes, you're a shambling
Have you?
an embarrassment.
Anyway, Hannah, your job is to shut up.
I
Louise,
just fucking-
your job is not to laugh at his feeble
I'll
jokes.
do my best.
All right, now, the event we're going to do is the 100 metres. You will see down the end of the arena there are some posts.
Yeah.
They are 50 metres away.
Got you.
You're going to sprint down there.
Yeah.
When you get there, turn around, come back, sprinting at full speed to the start and finish line, which is also 50 metres, obviously. So it's 100 metres in total, right? While you're doing that, I'm going to do the same thing in the Nissan GTR, except at the other end, there isn't the space or indeed the time for me to turn around. So I have to select reverse. If you've got a Nissan GTR, you'll know that's a little bit of a fumble. And then I have to reverse back to the start and finish line. And the winner is the one who isn't run over. Up for it?
I'll go with that, yeah.
Excellent. So if you'd like to do some aerobic stretching, sport, warming up rubbish,
Okay.
I'll prepare my motor car.
Do you know how it's interesting this? Because I really want. But I don't like James' name.
No, I don't like James' name.
Shut up, you two.
But we're just filling in while you're doing that.
I'm setting the launch control, which is what makes this car so spectacular. I'm going to wind down the window so I can observe my victory. Are we ready? Are you ready,
Are
Louise?
you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for the 100 metres? Here we go then. In 3, 2, 1, go! He's cheating!
Reactions,
you pillock. Oh, there goes the car.
Go on, everybody!
James, you don't have to open the door. She's a top athlete.
1926, she's got arms.
It gives me the opportunity to do some running as well.
Anyway,
Nobody wants to see you run.
Isn't that interesting? Don't you find that interesting? That even when you give it 550
It's pitiful.
It is, it's lamentable. Absolutely lamentable. Anyway, let's move it on because it's time now